Hello Reloading World, Pasty Fausty here again with another excellent video on the 6.5 Creedmoor on the Ruger Precision Rifle platform. My rifle is right here. Another project. This one's probably going to be part 3 of the accurizing the 6.5. So I don't know if a lot of folks have been following me. I've been saying that I'm prepping up to do my 1300 yard plus shots, and what I mean by that is where I want to put the reticle, that's where I want the bullet to go. Not just throwing shots out there and then out of 10 maybe I get 4 hits. I don't want that. I want to have a commanding shot. I've always said that. And if I'm missing, it's because of my trigger pullers at me, not because of the physics of the map or the reloads or the loads, whatever I do. But today I had an eye-opening experience that I really want to share with you guys that's going to allow you to achieve, after 500 yards or 600 yards mostly, how does half MOA, 0.5 MOA sound to you? Being able to group them like that, huh? Ooh, that is sweet, right? I can show you how to do that. Now, I am at around exactly that half MOA, maybe a little bit less, but that is with a lot of concentration. Now, this is another thing that we can do that's going to allow us to be able to minimize, those stray bullets, to close our groups really more. And it was given to me by a fellow, actually a person that I met today, not today but a while ago, maybe a couple of days ago, and the range was really bad. We went to the range and it was just, the weather was just really bad. It was just not there. So what we decided to do is that the guys and the SWAT team members and the police officers, they just went to have a drink, right? Remember, guns and alcohol don't mix. And I talked to this guy, which I can't give him his name because he's going to be shooting in a competition and he just has a name. And he just, one of the best kept secrets, and you might find these on YouTube, but you may have not found it done properly, particularly for this particular rifle. So we spent the rest of the day talking about the Ruger rifle, how to take it apart and how to accurize it, right? And it all has to do with the COL, the cartridge overall length, right? I said, but we already talked about that, yes. But COL also means your chamber offset length. So chamber offset length, well, that's kind of where your CL, they call it CL, right? The bullet height. So basically, the logic is that this part of the bullet over here, when it's in battery, when it's inside your chamber, it's called in battery, right? Right now, at the bullet height that we currently have, at 2.8, okay, there's about 5/1000ths of an inch before it actually touches the rifling, which is that portion, that the grooves that you see inside your rifle when you clean it, that it just goes like this. That part where it starts to begin the rifling, that channel, it's called the landings. So what happens is that at the time of ignition, when the bullet goes out, right, it actually touches the landings, and that's where it continues. It's called the hop. And that is measured in thousandths of an inch. The longer the hops are, the longer the length is between the landings and the area of the bullet where it's actually thick enough where it starts to touch, okay, the less precise your rounds is going to be. So I'm going to show you how to adjust, how to get your chamber length there for the landings, and how to make precision bullets that is specifically for the chamber, the COL of the chamber COL for your rifle. Now, there are two things that you have to take into consideration, okay? First off, you got to use a brass that's been previously shot, right? And then you have to trim it to the SAMI spec, which is 1925. It has to be precise. Make sure you're at exactly 1925 and it's been shot, okay? And you run it through the Lee neck sizing die, right? Not the full trimming die. You not want to put this back into the full SAMI spec where you can fire it off another weapon. No, you want to do it so that this round only works on your rifle. If you try to do it someplace else, it may jam. But we're only talking about getting it precise for your rifle. So all you do is just run it through the lead trimming, the lead neck sizing die, and then you trim it to 1925. That's what you have to do. The second thing you have to do is that you, of course, you need to get a bullet, brand new bullet, right? And you need to take apart your bow. Now some folks don't know how to do that. I suggest you go on YouTube and you find it, right? Because this is the part that's going to really help you get the proper height length against the lands in your barrel. The second thing you need to do is you need to take it apart. Of course, you got to remove the pin and everything out, right? And you need to remove the bullet extractor. Okay, that is imperative. So it just looks like that. You got the extractor over here. This is, I think, no, I'm sorry. The extractor, you leave the extractor, which is this right here. The bullet pin pusher pulls the bullet out that way. That's the part you need to remove, and you take that out by just punching a hole through there, and it comes out with the spring. So be very careful you don't have anything. You leave the extractor in there. Sorry. So it's going to look like this, right? And of course, it's not going to go anywhere because you have that part in there. So that's the first thing that we need to do. Secondly, you're going to need one of these. This is what you would use for cleaning. Just in case you get a bullet stuck in there, you could just use this to get it out. I don't think you're gonna get a bullet stuck anywhere, so I know I didn't. You need a pair of calipers, and you need a bullet. Okay. All right. So let's begin. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera over here, and I'm going to show you exactly what to do and get the numbers that you need, and then fix your offset. Okay. Let's go. Alright, so let's grab the camera over here. And let's just go for it. Let's scroll down right here. Let's see. Okay, terrific. Alrighty then. I'm going to see if I can try to work around the camera. So, alright. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and throw some like that way. That's even better. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is that once you trim it and you have everything done, let's go ahead and try this on for size. And I'm going to show you what you need to do in order. This is okay that it's apart like that. You just got to make sure you have it in the right way. This has to be very loose. Right? Just like that. Very loose. We're only interested in this portion right here because from here down under, you're just locking it into place. But it's not going to go any further than that. So this is what we want to really concentrate on, is that corner right here. Here, you don't want to go more than that. Alright? So let's go ahead and put in this cartridge over here, right? It should stay in place like that. And just put it in. That should close. You see that? That's perfect. Yeah, if you do that, you're locking it into place, but it's really not pushing the cartridge any further, so we don't need to go all the way down there anyway. It's for our exercise, this is what we want to try to do. So this is perfect right here. This is great. That's what we want. So let's go ahead and just take this guy out. Then what you need to do is that you take this cartridge and you put the bullet in there, right? And what you want to try to do is you want to use a pair of pliers and you want to tighten this up a little bit so that it just doesn't fall inside. You just want a little resistance, right? Just a little resistance. If it's not cooperating with you, right? If it's not cooperating with you, then what you need to do is just put a little bit of grease, but that's okay. It should be like that. It shouldn't fall, right? Let me see that focused in right. Yeah, there we go. So that's what you want to try to do. Make it as long as possible. Put this guy in there like this. You can put your finger onto here if you like. If you want to hold it into place, right? But there you go. That's basically, what I wanted you guys to see. And then you're going to go ahead and you're going to push this in forward. Now, at about over here, you're going to start to see a little bit of resistance. That's because the bullet's already touching the lands inside your rifle, the chamber area, right? So you're going to keep on pushing, keep on pushing, keep on pushing, right? I keep on swimming. Yeah, my daughter with Nemo and Dory. It's crazy. But you're going to keep on in there as far as you can go, right? That's it. You don't want to go there, and you don't want to push it all the way down either. That is where we want to be. Okay? and carefully just bring it back out, right? All right, and now we gotta remove this bullet from here. Remove this, yeah, the actual bullet from here. Try not to touch it because we're going to take a measurement, right? And then basically what we're going to do is they get the pair of calipers and we're going to measure the overall length. Now this reading right here is going to tell you, going to give you exactly 2.855. Most Creedmoors are like that. This is the exact height that when I put this bullet in there, the lands are touching the bullet at the thickest part right here. Alright, that's what we want. Now you have here 2.855. This is the overall height of your bullet if you want it to touch the lens. But we don't want that. That doesn't give you the best optimal. The best optimal is between 3/1000 and 2/1000 of an inch. 2/1000 of an inch seems to be the sweet spot with this cartridge. So what you want to try to do now, okay, is that when you go and you're making these bullets, you want to go to 2.852, right? This is the thousands right here. So basically, when you're making your bullet, you're going to do 2.852. Now, 2.852, you can just squeeze this in more like that. Like, there we go. So this is 2.852. Remember that the cartridge up here is kind of loose. 2.852 is the overall length. That's going to allow me to reduce the hop inside this chamber. Thus allow me to have, half MOA. That's the secret, right? But there's a problem. Problem is that this bullet with that height doesn't fit in here. Look at that. See? It's touching. There's two ways you can go about that, right? For this particular load, you may have to buy a single shot or let's load it one by one, right? Or a little single shot pad where you actually load it and you do that, right? Because you can't load, you won't be able to load this in here unless you modify the case and you crack it open like that, but then that reduces the strength of it. I don't recommend it. Get that little pad for that single shot at 1300 yards plus, which is what we're trying to achieve. I think that would be more optimal. So how do you check this? Well, once you did that again, you could just go in here, or you could repeat it, right? Just pull it out, right? And try it again. Let's see. There we go. You can pull it out, try it again, and just slowly push them in, right? Go to about here. Right, bring it back out. And take your measurement again. Do as many as you want and then just do the average. But 2.855, that's what I'm getting with mine. Yours might be a little bit different, right? There we go. Oops. There we go. So I want to make my load. I'm going to put it in my trimmer, not my trimmer here, in my lead, and I'm going to make this 2000, so it's going to be 228. It should be 228. Let's see, 52, and that would be 2000 from the lens, and that's exactly where we want to be. That's how you accurize it. But it doesn't end there, right? There's another caveat to this too. Is that now that I increase my overall length, I'm changing the pressure inside over here. So I got to go to quick load and I got to find out, okay, so what's going to be my new ballistics out of this, right? Because it changes. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because a lot of people say that the pressure goes up, the speed goes up, but in quick load, I increase the overall length. In quick load, I get a very interesting result. So let's go over there and let's check it out. Let's see what's the issue. Okay, guys. All right, so this is quick load. I'm a big proponent of this software because it has never led me out astray, right? Like they say, and you can't argue with physics and math. That's the overall constant. So let's get to it really quickly. Let's see what's going to be my new load data, because now I've changed the length of the cartridge, right? So this is my cook formula, which you can see here at exactly 43 grains of right, the IMR 4350, 78 degrees Fahrenheit, typically over here in Florida, and I'm going to get about 2779 over there, 2779 on my FPS. Okay, so this is what I've been using. I've been very successful with this particular load at 1,000 yards, very commanding and whatnot, right? And over here, when it comes to the cartridge dimensions here, 2.8. That's the cartridge length. Cartridge case length 1.925, which is a SAMI spec. And my seating depth is 0.5 inches, which is it's on the money, right? But we're changing that now, right? I want to get closer to my lands so that I can close my groups. And remember, we were at 855, 854. So I went ahead and I went to 852. I want to go 2,000s less, so that I'm not actually touching the lands when I insert the cartridge when it goes into battery, right? So I changed that. Let's go ahead and click apply and calc, and let's take a look now at my muzzle velocity. Well, look at that. It's 2760. I lost speed. Well, that's kind of odd, right? You see a lot of videos out there that says, hey, oh, wait a minute, you can increase speed because you got more air and you're going to get more pressure in the cartridge. No, that's not true. The reason why that's not true is that it's because it's not making much of a difference when you're opening it instead of closing it, right? If you're compressing it, that's where you're going to get more pressure. We're not talking about about water. We're talking about volumes over here, right? It's when it comes to things that are gaseous, it actually works backwards, right? It's not. A lot of people make that mistake, right? Look at my pressure. It's 59,272. I kind of dropped pressure because there's more volume inside, right? Of course, that's how gases work. All right. So this is a good thing for me, right? Because this is okay. This is great, right? So that. Because I seat it longer, right, I have more of a filling rate. Look at that. I'm at 98.2. So I can go ahead and say, let me add another 0.5 grains of 4350 and let's see what happens. Apply and calc, and bam, 2789. That is sweet, right? 2789. Let me pull it over there. 2789, I'm back at 61,391 psi. Sweet! I freaking love it. It's a beautiful thing. This is actually going to work for me, right? So there you have it. Remember, you got to work up on your load if your seating depth is going to change. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. You gotta make sure you verify everything, cartridge length, case length, groove, 264, barrel length, 24. At the travel is actually 22 and a half at it travels, right? So this is great. This is. I think I'm gonna be able to be successful at 1,300 yards. So let's do a little recap really quickly over here before my battery runs out. And let's see, what do we have? What do we have over here? Okay, so you got the cartridge, remember? And it's a little bit higher, so you won't be able to seat it in the regular cartridge in the ammo the cartridge box, right? The case just touches the tip there. I showed you it's not going to be a great situation for that. So you only can load one by one. So you can get like an adapter that allows you to load one by one. I've seen them all over the place. You can probably get them, or even make one if you like, and just put it on the cartridge there. And on the top there, and just seat it there, and you can load these one by one. Or better yet, you can do what I did with my DMR rifle: is buy yourself a metal aluminum case one, and then just cut the grooves like this, so that it actually extends a little forward. Not too much, of course, but it's enough so that you can actually feed the bullets using the metal cartridge into the RPR. Right? That's one thing that you can do. I don't know. Can't give you any feedback on which one you could buy. I like the plastic ones. I like the metal ones for some sort of a reason. Also remember that it has to be a brass that has been currently used on your rifle only, and you got to trim it down to the semi-spec. Make sure that the bullet is new and then you can actually move it with your fingers. Okay, you got to take apart the bolt like I explained to you before. Just go to the beginning if you want to know, and do various measurements in and out, even run and average it out. And once you get that number, subtract 2/1000 or maybe 2,500ths of an inch. 2/1000 is the sweet spot, and there you have it. That you eliminate another thing that can actually throw your shots off. So there you go. Good luck. Enjoy yourselves, and till the next one. Have a great day.